Where are we going? North.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Therapeutic benefit in role-playing games.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, baby. Your presence requested in exchange for treasures.
Ripper.
Are we talking one treasure each?
Count that.
Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. The team had discovered the tunnels beneath in Zane's house, and that they were, in fact, very old, much older than in Zane's house itself. The structure was purposeful and collaborative, at least from the Briaskin art style as well as the Talon Free State's architecture style. And the tunnel they took led them to Cafe Grande, the enormous cafeteria that's part of the school. And their good friend Pank was there and totally shocked by the presence of a passageway in the middle of the kitchen. So the group ate up and descended back down into the tunnels.
Taking time out of our murder investigation to eat. It's fine. It's not like it's, we're in a hurry or anything.
Hey, we gotta keep our energy levels up.
And I took some to go, so it's cool. I mean, I didn't spend the whole time, but as much time as I technically needed to,
I ate like 2 burgers in 3 minutes. It was disgusting.
It's important we take our time. Rushing only brings mistakes.
All right, so let's take the middle tunnel next.
I'm down with that. Go with the middle tunnel.
It would be the next most left.
Yes, yeah. So it will be left now. So you descend back down, you head back using the drone as the light source. You head to the middle, still no changes since you were last here. Nothing's lit and nothing else is here. So you move left and you come up to another, basically the same type of thing you came up to with the ladder leading upward to, you presume, another hatch.
All right.
All right, so my turn?
By all means, if you'd like to.
It's only fair. Plus, I'm really, really done with this tunnel. So I climb up the ladder and I carefully peek up.
Okay. So right before you peek up, you hear rumbling on the ground itself above you is rumbling heavily. And you as an engineer recognize that this is some sort of heavy machinery. And it's you then pause for the speed, and something that's powerful is whipping by overhead.
Okay. I'm going to very cautiously open the hatch.
So you see that it's actually the middle of the racetrack.
Ah. Nothing I want down there.
And when you say racetrack, with cars or?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as part of the campus, you recall my first description.
Yeah, that's right.
The world's largest public access library, 3 fully equipped gyms, 2 racetracks. So this is the middle of one of those.
Can we tell which one?
So just from its initial appearance, it's one where the higher speed racetrack, where the other one would be more for.
So this is kind of like the Formula One racetrack, where the other one's like the Daytona 500 racetrack.
Yeah, the other one you would use self-automated vehicles or stuff like that, where you're doing more tests, while this one is more for directly Formula One racing.
Oh.
And there's a race currently going on, so I would not recommend us climbing up the rest of the way.
I slowly shut the hatch and go, now is not a good day to become roadkill.
No, not today. Not today. Maybe tomorrow.
Well, sounds like a good plan.
Tomorrow is a new day.
So now I say let's go and see what's go down the right tunnel and See what?
Yeah. So as you see, Wesley's standing there, and he kind of looks up and he's like, "That would be an easy way to decapitate somebody, huh?"
Theoretically, I mean, an easy way to make somebody roadkill.
That is a strange thing to say, Wesley. Are you on the list of potential suspects?
Well, I'm just thinking that these tunnels could be used for nefarious reasons. So I was just thinking that, it's
Like
just
smuggling?
odd that there would be a racetrack where somebody would come out of a tunnel, right?
Oh, I'm not gonna deny that. That's very odd. This whole thing is odd, though, so it doesn't really seem out of character so far.
All right, let's go see what's in the least left door.
The
Okay.
left. Do one of you guys want to climb up, or I'll climb up if no volunteers?
Okay, so you're descending back down to go down the last tunnel there.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. We head down the last tunnel.
So you descend back down. You walk all the way back down, now to the next left in the final tunnel, and you come up to there's some, as you guessed, another ladder. And so Tomato you said you're taking the lead here.
If nobody else wants to, I will. Tony, Dan.
I will let you take the lead on that one.
Leave it to you.
Sounds good. I will climb up and we'll see what's what.
So as you get to right at the top, you hear classical music playing. Not like a full orchestra, just like somebody is like playing it on their computer. Like that would be like the sound quality.
Okay. So I kind of like, I'll turn the handle. I'll push the latch open, but again, not all the way. Just kind of to peek out and see if I recognize the surroundings.
So you peek out and you see that this is actually the office for Professor Vadim. And it's this like very old man who is the head of the philosophy department.
How do you spell that?
Vadim.
Have any of us worked with him before?
So he's like, you know of him, where he's like a department chair, but he would interact with Birch. I get where they're like both older, and but where he's like a strict like philosophy professor. So with all of your like more hands-on sciences, you really haven't taken classes with him, and you don't interact with him much.
Okay. Do we know if he follows any particular belief?
So Vadim is not open about which deity he follows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little weirdo. I bet he's a polytheist, worshiping all the gods like some kind of kid.
So you'll actually like peek your head into his office.
Yeah, so I'll peek my head up into the office. Does it look like he's been there recently?
So he's in the office.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't see you like pop up. He's so the office, it's like lined with bookcases. Even though there's all this stuff is on like technical like hard drives and whatnot, like he still just has hundreds upon hundreds of books. And his desk is you recognize to be of the Briaskin art style, and it's lying there like that. And he's sitting in a chair, and he's turned around and looking out the window.
And he's human, right? You
He
said
is human. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to quietly close the latch and tell them what I saw, that it was Vadim's, Professor Vadim's office. He didn't see me, and they all know that he doesn't have any sort of a deity or very, well, not that he doesn't have one, but he's very private about it. Like, that's common knowledge.
Yes. Yep. He maintains it as part of like his philosophy teaching style where he wants to be an expert at all of them so that like anybody could like nobody has a bias when like taking his courses.
Okay.
At least that's his explanation for it.
Fair enough. So yeah, I basically just kind of explained to the rest of the group what I saw. My gut is telling me that we do not even go up and acknowledge the fact that this tunnel's there, because something seems fishy to me about this with this particular office. Like, why does it go directly to this office?
Sorry, you said that he didn't see you. Does that mean he's in his office right now?
He's in his office, yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, he didn't see me poke my head up, but he's definitely there.
He almost saw you.
He almost did.
What if? We should investigate his office.
And these are the only 3 ways in and out of this tunnel: is Cafe Grande, the racetrack, and this professor's office.
And obviously the house.
Right. Right, and the house.
So my character starts thinking, what is there any common link, or is there any link that I can come up with between these 4 places? Although, now that I say that, maybe we should go to the library and see if we can find any information on these 4 buildings, or at least these 4 plots of land that might cater to like what used to be here and why maybe like, obviously I think the one that like Coltrane is probably there, or Colbing, not Coltrane. Colbing was already there, but it was already like connected. But like, what about these other buildings? What did they used to be, and what we can find out about them? Like maybe go to the library and see what we can find out.
Yeah, it's probably a good next step.
Quick question. So, what time did we all leave the party last night? What, 11 or so? Somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yeah, fairly early for the duration of the party.
Okay. When did Wesley get the phone call that the body had been discovered? And do we know who discovered it?
It was an
It
anonymous
wasn't-
call.
Okay, so it was an anonymous call, but do we know when he got the call?
Shortly before he called all of you.
Which was what, 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
fair.
so working off the assumption that the party was still going on, at least for a while, and nobody just brought in this poor girl through the front frickin' door, they would have had to bring him in through one of these 3 sites.
Mm-hmm.
How accessible are these 3 locations that late at night? Like, for example, Cafe Grande.
Probably
Take a look at well, closed, but is it the sort of place they could easily break into? Racetrack. Is that a place that it could be accessed at night? Is there like a fence that could be unlocked?
Or climbed.
Climbed, except for the fact that you're also dealing with either a dead body or an
climbing with a
unconscious
corpse.
girl. I suppose technically it's possible, but it certainly wouldn't be a person in its first choice. And then likewise, the professor's office. I'm assuming that professor's office is on the ground floor or in the basement for a tunnel to come up into. So,
or on the top floor. I just don't know.
Transdimensional portaling put aside.
Not running this game.
Fair. But those, in addition to taking a look at the library and the history of these plots of land and the blueprints and so forth, we should also be taking a look at it from that angle too, because it's possible that whoever did this had no idea about the history of the place. They just found the tunnels like we found the tunnels. In which case, we could be looking at somebody that's been in Zane's place a lot, or an employee over at Cafe Grande, or an employee at the racetrack, or the professor or somebody that the professor works with closely. A large suspect pool, sure, but smaller than the whole freaking campus.
Indeed. So I guess where do we want to start?
Well,
Library.
how about this? Yeah, I gotta say, We'll get Wesley to actually do some police work. We'll have him collect the names of all those people.
I like that idea.
Okay, so you want Wesley specifically to gather which names?
The employees at Cafe Grande,
Mhm.
the employees at the racetrack, the
Maybe any student aides who might have access to the office as well.
for that professor, and I'm hoping he's taken his own initiative to find out who all was at Zane's party.
Okay, so we'll send him to the library, and he'll start like going through like the campus like directive, looking for like overlapping names. He's looking for the blueprints for the.
Well, I figure we'll tackle the library part. We don't want to put too much. Yeah, we don't want to put too much on his plate. But in theory, in theory, he should have access to stuff that we don't. So this is a list of names that we wouldn't have access to that he would.
Okay, so he'll go back to the actual like campus police station,
You're right.
which coincidentally is directly next door to Logos Librarium.
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not. It's literally like where's the camera? It's like right here. They're like right next to it. Okay, so you go to the camp, or he goes into the campus police building. You go into Logos Librarium, and you are greeted by none other than Dunch. And Dunch is a Pangean who is 9 feet tall, but he's like really skinny, and he's particularly stealthy. Like you walk in, and despite him being 9 feet tall, you don't notice him. And then he just speaks. It's just like, "Oh, hello."
You scared me.
My apologies. I did not mean to.
They're really tall.
Oh,
And this is the librarian for this place.
Yep.
That's
So
not
we
a
can
librarian,
reach
that's a
the
telephone
high
pole.
bookshelves.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. All right. Fair.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Right.
need that sliding ladder. He just reaches up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta say you can just look over the bookshelves.
Yeah. Right. So you guys are talking to Dunch.
So I'm assuming
Good afternoon.
we know and have like an established relationship with him already.
Yeah, you know Dunch. Like he's not he's a school employee. Like he's not pursuing any sort of degree or anything. But you've come across him. I mean, the lot of you have either like you study like on your own in like computers and labs and stuff. I don't have a huge need to like research in the library per se, but you've certainly met him. Like you know who he is.
Okay.
And he's much older too. Like he's like 70s, but still halfway to the Pangean lifespan.
Right.
So he walks over, and you see there aren't a ton of people in the library right now, and so he's just totally free to assist you.
So I asked him, can you direct me to the blueprints to the school? And do you know if there's any sort of information on these other 3 locations? And I kind of, we don't have a map or anything. I thought we were drawing a map. But
Presumably that's why we're here.
Right. Again, blueprints to the school and as well as this address, whatever the address of the house is, as well as the racetrack and actually there's only 2 locations because 2 of them are at the school.
Okay, so he guides you over to like a computer section, and he goes to sit down. He like goes like way down. He's like crunched over.
God, take him forever to sit down.
Yeah. So he starts typing in and researching for like school blueprints, and so you see like the original outline, and it looks very much like it does now, with the exception of like there's just like newer and newer sets where like buildings are being added, and you do see that the Inzane family is attached to a lot of like the newer buildings like being brought onto campus, which makes total sense to you. And then he says, "Wait a minute. Some files have been deleted."
Deleted, you say?
Do I think I might have the prowess to bring those deleted files back?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this would be computing naturally. Would it be
Yep.
strength mind
Yeah.
or agility mind?
Yeah, I think mine's strength here.
Okay. And I will once again use another point of focus to make this a little bit better than it should be. Oop, on the bloody table. That is, so with my computing, that would be a 15 total.
15, nice. So the files that were deleted were they were deleted by Professor Vadim.
Dun dun dun!
What a twist!
So
So twisty.
you don't see the files themselves, but they were deleted, and they weren't deleted that recently.
Okay. But
But you
his digital
also-
stamp was on there.
Yeah, his digital stamp was on there, and you also you find like the coding where it's like the like physical blueprints should exist, where from the data you've recovered, Dunch like looks at it. He's like, I think I can find this, and so he stands back up, and he's walking along. And this library is colossal in size. I mean, it's like 6 floors, and just it stretches out far beyond what you can see in the present. And so he's leading you through all these different aisles and out into this other like side room that has all sorts of dusty stuff. And he's dusting off. Nobody is coming back here for quite some time. Give me a moment. And he's moving like it's like old like parchment and stuff. Like you're guessing it's from like when the school was built. And he pulls something out, and you see that there's a system of tunnels. So you recognize the ones that you went through, and there are in fact more of them that aren't connected directly to this.
Okay.
And you see the in the bottom left corner, there's a signature, and it's MANA.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, that was actually my next course of action after the library was to see if we can't find Martha Mantis, to see if we can't figure out where she was last night.
Yeah, we should get a copy of those documents of those tunnels. Was Dunch able to give us an idea as to when that document was made relative to now?
With the tunnels?
Yeah.
It was,
The one that-
like built concurrently like with the school.
Okay. And so what? The school? Did,
So, like,
did I
what
get my
year?
math right? And say the school is like over 500 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting us use your facilities.
Oh, you are quite welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Again.
In the meantime, off we go to... I stop and turn on my heel and go, where are we going?
I'm thinking, I think it might not be a bad idea if we can find Glamantha, and maybe question her as well, because I don't know. Wesley, you haven't talked to her, I'm assuming?
He's in the police.
Oh,
or
right,
he's in
said-
the.
he
He's
said
not here
talk.
anymore.
He's not here anymore.
So we call him,
So,
No, we just go next door.
or we go next door.
Yeah,
Next
let
we
him know
call
what
him
we
while
found.
we're going into next door.
So we'll go next door, and then I'll ask him that question.
And I call him.
I'm assuming you have not talked to Glamantha yet.
So Right. So you go back, meet up with Wesley. So no, he hasn't seen or heard from Glamantha all day. He has found one name that seems to cross over, and it is in fact none other than Tool McKinnon. And you recognize the name Tool because he's like beloved figure like around campus. He's a senior who's into like biotech, but he also like works in the cafeteria like to like help pay for his tuition as like a work study. So he works in the cafeteria. He like studies at the motor pools by the racetrack, and he also is an advisee of Professor Vadim.
Interesting.
Okay.
Do we have like an image of what he looks like?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You've seen him before. He's,
Okay. Did we see him at the restaurant while we were there?
He was not at the restaurant when you were there.
Okay.
He's like 5'7". He's got like short, dark, like super curly hair, glasses. He has like just like a 5 o'clock shadow, and he's just like generally like a super nice guy that like everybody likes.
Okay. So I think next on the docket would be talking to, or trying to find and talk to, both this gentleman as well as Glamantha.
And
Sounds
do we know
good.
anyone else who might be associated with Mana?
Yeah, Tool is a member of Mana.
Okay.
Okay.
And then specifically like the other like senior member of Mana is Jonald Jonaldson. And you know his father is an alum who works for a genetics lab. And he himself was a member of Mana when he attended.
Okay. So, well, who do we want to try and find first?
Let's find Mantha first.
All right. Do we know where she lives?
Okay, so Wesley can look that up very easily. Mantha lives in the Hill area in Vault, is the building she lives in. And like the Hill again is juniors and seniors live there.
Does Tool also live there, being a senior?
Tool also lives there, and
Okay.
John lives there. They all live in the Hill area.
All right. So yeah, I guess head towards the hill area then to start questioning our new suspects.
Let's
Do
do it.
this.
Dun, dun, dun.
Onward!
Wait, is it north from where we are?
It's northeast.
Damn it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll head straight east first.
Yes, obviously.
Oh,
As
and
Iron likes to take the long route.
right from there, where do we go?
North.
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 North, I guess.
Yeah. So then,
North.
so you walk up. Yeah.
North.
So you walk up to Vault, which there's a key to get. I mean, there's a key to get into all of these buildings, which Wesley does have. So Wesley opens the building, and from there, there's like 2 sets of stairs that go up and down, and you know that she lives on the top floor. So you make your way up and around, go up the stairs, go into the hallway, and there's 8.
Out of curiosity, the blueprints we find, is there one of those tunnels underneath this area as well?
There. So the second major set of blueprints, there is one tunnel that leads to Vault.
Okay.
So you go up to the top floor and you get to Glamantha's room and knock on the door, and there's no answer.
Can I try and like peek beneath the door or not?
Is it locked?
It is locked, and,
Okay.
and looking underneath the door, the lights are off.
Wesley?
Does he have like a skeleton key for the dorm rooms?
So Wesley kind of looks at you and he's like, this falls under the purview of campus police to enter this room. Yes?
Yes.
We're all in agreement?
Yes.
I mean, I am in agreement with whatever the law states, and we have that on record.
I concur.
It's for a good reason.
Yeah, this is we
For
need
the
to-
greater
we
good.
need to go
The
in.
greater good.
So he unlocks it. It opens up into there's like a main living room, and off to the right is like a kitchenette area, and from there there's main living room straight ahead. There's like a projector. There's a couch. There's like a divider table for like putting up like little stools to sit at. Then to the right's a kitchenette area. There's a small circular table, and then beyond that is another closed door, and then to the right of that is a restroom.
Okay.
Hello. I just kind of project inwards as we're entering.
I'm looking to the kitchen first.
Well, yeah. After you say hello, Wesley's like, campus police! and he just like charges into the room. He goes up to
A finger gun.
right. Holds up his finger gun, goes to the bedroom door, just like kicks it in, campus police! And it's just completely silent. And he looks back at the group.
Okay.
Hello. I just kind of project inwards as we're entering.
I'm looking to the kitchen first.
Well, yeah. After you say hello, Wesley's like, campus police! and he just like charges into the room. He goes up to
A finger gun.
right. Holds up his finger gun, goes to the bedroom door, just like kicks it in, campus police! And it's just completely silent. And he looks back at the group.
There's nobody here?
And it doesn't seem like she's home.
Doesn't look like she's home.
Huh.
Other than the now kicked in door, does there seem to be anything out of place?
Let's do a check, I guess.
Yeah, so do let's see.
I shall do. This would be perception, I think, right?
Yeah, so it's a perception and mind.
Agility?
Mind agility? Yeah, mind
Yeah,
agility. Yeah.
My agility, perception. Now I'm gonna try setting our focus this time. Times 2.
I got a 9.
Finally.
Yeah, an 8.
Yep.
I got 22.
Oh, crap.
The hyper focus works.
All right, finally.
Nothing in this room to distract him. It's fine.
And I am at a 10.
Okay, so at this point, without the presence of dead bodies and the freshness of a body appearing at a party you were recently at last, Swift is able to focus in. His eyes go wide, and he becomes one with the room. He begins like floating, all zen. I sense that she has been missing since yesterday, and you're all kind of just like, okay. And then he just darts around, like pointing out like different things where it's like the cereal bowl is like in this place, and this like the shower, like I can tell by the residue is not turned on today, and the bedroom, like the sheets have not been touched in a mere like 10 hours or. So he darts around pointing out all these like super obscure things that leads to the conclusion that she has not entered her room for 24 hours.
Where did she say she was going?
She
we-
didn't.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
So she never said where she was going. She said she was preoccupied. Then Colton, the gym buddy of George, had the inside scoop that Mana was inducting a new member.
That's
And Clamantha is a senior member of Mana.
Do we know where they generally meet? Mana, that is? Like,
So-
do they have like a club room or something, or a building that they designate as their own like frat house or whatnot?
Yeah, so they have a club room that's off of Larry's in that like cultural hub there.
Okay. Do any of the tunnels from the blueprints go underneath that room? Maybe.
So with the blueprints, the tunnels you have not entered look like they're from like the center of campus, go straight east to Vault, where you are now, and then there are tunnels that go south underneath the cultural center.
Okay. So theoretically, if we found the tunnel here, it may lead us to Vault, to the cultural center.
Yes.
Okay.
Go.
Before we go, let's double check on Tool and the other gentleman that we came here to double check on.
Jonald.
Jonald, thank you.
So
Let's go find Jonald.
sure, let's go find John.
Okay, so you know again from like Wesley's information where each like individual apartment is like within the building, and you go to the other buildings or the other rooms, and it's very eerily similar. And Swift is able to, dictate to you like, yeah, it's this. Now that you've already been aware that Glamantha has not entered her room for 24 hours, you also determined that Tool has not entered his domicile for 24 hours. And then you get to Jonald's place, and you legally enter that room as well. And here you actually see somebody was in a complete panic. And like the apartment is as if somebody was like searching for something. Like all sorts of things are overturned and upheld, and the wardrobe is just like wide open with lots of clothes missing. Unless like for some reason this dude just filled up a very random half of his wardrobe.
Does he have like a computer or something here?
So you see that he has a desktop that's still here.
Can I try to access it, see if there's any communications on it that may lead to why he left in such a hurry?
Definitely. So if you roll, what's that? So definitely computing and mind agility.
Okay. All right, let's see. I have spent, I think, 4 focus so far, so I got 2 left. I think this is important. I'll spend one of my last 2 points. So that, let's see, 8, so 12 total.
Okay, so you managed to hack into his computer, like you bypass his password and everything, and you started like searching for like recent history and whatnot, and you do find that there is some active correspondence that's like happening like right now, presumably from like his phone or something, where he's like emailing from there, but you're accessing it from the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's it says the deed is done, and somebody else that's like I'm sorry, that's not right now, that was like 8 hours ago.
Okay.
The deed is done, and like more recently you're seeing like you can't return now, and the other end, the name is just capital S. That's all you get from what's coming in from the other end.
Okay.
What's the professor's first name?
Vadim. Vadim.
Okay.
There's also Squeeze.
That's true.
There is.
Oh, George's rival.
The plot thickens.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. My character's thinking, we go, Squeeze. Let's check him next.
I'm almost wondering if nobody made it back. Nobody made it back to their houses from Mana last night.
Or is that too? Let's go to Mana then.
Yeah, let's check out Mana's like club room first, I think. Seeing how all these Mana folks are currently missing. That probably I think would be the best course of action first.
All right, let's do this.
Before we leave, is there anything here in this guy's apartment that would be something that you wouldn't leave behind if you were planning on going on a trip?
It's probably a paper.
So we gotta say we see that this place has been hastily torn apart, but we don't know whether or not he was packing for himself or somebody else was looking for something. Because my guess, I'm willing to side with the idea that he came back here and very hastily grabbed a whole bunch of random clothes, threw them in a bag, and was on the run. But
Possible, yeah. Definitely.
I'm gonna say if it was really because somebody else came here looking for something, like, do we see his wallet? Do we see?
Yeah, so his wallet's gone. Like all of his like toothbrush is gone.
Yeah.
So it looked like he was packing to be away for a little while.
Yeah, you think that he packed for himself.
Here's a thought. On his computer, is there a history? We can find out if he tried to buy any tickets for someplace.
Yeah, do I see any of that on the computer at all?
So in his history there aren't purchased tickets, but there are a lot of pages open about Briascus.
Okay.
Like learning about like the land and the government and like learning about housing there. Like there's just like really in-depth research about the country.
Anything about narcotics?
No.
Okay. So I don't know. Do we want to go and check out the Mana Clubhouse first, or do we want to?
I think that's the best next course of action.
Yeah.
We have 3 missing mana members and 1 dead potential mana inductee.
And one that looks like he might have gone missing.
Well, one of the 3 missing.
Out of the 3, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Once we're en route to the Mana Clubhouse, just a quick question for Wesley: does he have the ability to track people down through their phones?
So Wesley does not have that capability.
Okay.
Do I?
You you have the potential.
Okay. All right. I only have 1 focus point. We'll leave that on the back burner, worst case.
So you're heading to the cultural center, and where now you've discovered 3 mana members. The 3 senior mana members have all not returned. So 2 of them have not returned whatsoever, and 1 returned hastily and disappeared. He received correspondence 8 hours ago from the letter S, and he had said that the deed was done. And then he was actively told within minutes that he needed to lay low. So the group is moving to Mana, where they also know that there are old blueprints for tunnels that lead underneath the center of campus to the cultural center and to the building vault where they just were.